morning. I'm now going to call the October 22nd, 2024 San Diego County Board of Supervisors special meeting to order. As a reminder, according to the board rules and procedures, audience members shall not whistle, clap, stomp feet, or anything that disrupts the proceedings. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Thank you, Chairwoman Vargas. Supervisor Anderson. Here. Supervisor Montgomery Stepp. Supervisor Desmond. Here. Vice Chair Lawson-Remer. Chairwoman Vargas.
Vargas here. All right. The only item on the agenda for the special meeting is regarding closed session matters. Clerk, can you please call the public speakers?
Thank you, Chairwoman Vargas. We have 5 requests to speak on the closed session matters, 1 in person and 4 requesting to speak by phone. There's only 1 item on the closed session special meeting agenda, so we'll ask comments to be related to the closed session matter. We'll begin with the in-person speakers. For those that requested to speak by phone, please dial into the conference line using the instructions that were provided to you. I'd like to invite forward Oliver Twist. You'll have 2 minutes to address the board.
Good morning, Oliver Twist. First, a thank you to your facilities manager for opening up the parking earlier than normally, so I do appreciate that consideration for access. And I'm first up to bat here in the starting lineup, and today we have another episode of a game of Clue, Board of Supervisors style. So with closed session, it's always a mystery of what you're discussing, and I would like a little more transparency, but I'm left to guess. Is it Lieutenant Liu in the library with litigation? Colonel Chavez in the conservatory with a cross complaint? Vice Admiral Vu in the veranda with voir dire? Or perhaps Vizier Violia in the vegetable garden with an air purifier for venue ventilation? So many choices in closed session anticipated litigation roulette. And because of the hush-hush nature, again, we are left to guess. I was wondering, hello, Montgomery Stepp. We are left to guess who is here today for the brink of the courthouse steps. I would like to ask for more transparency to give a better indication, and if not, it almost becomes open mic night for public comment. Thank you for giving better pre-notice on the closed session for this meeting. In the previous one, you slid into plate at 24 hours. While it met the minimum threshold, it did do a disservice for engagement and inclusion. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll now hear from the individuals that requested to speak by phone. We will start with our first caller.
Paul the Bold. I didn't know how long to speak, but anyway, it is a disservice to you and the public that you did not include a brief description of the agenda items, which is, I believe, is permitted under Brown Act Section 54954.5, which is how to describe them. Maybe people could offer better advice if you did. Maybe you'd even take the better advice. Sort of convert this half-baked idea into maybe a three-quarter-baked idea. To me, this may be about Veolia, the operator of a TJ River Valley treatment plant, who's already being sued up the wazoo. Lawsuits by Imperial Beach and Chula Vista began in 2018, along with the Port of San Diego. Suits were also filed by the City of San Diego, the San Diego Regional Water Quality Control Board, the State Lands Commission, and the Surfrider Foundation. Other states, too, many of them. I'm glad that the county finally wants to join in, but given all these other lawsuits, what are our chances? How much could we actually recover? When will Veolia declare bankruptcy like so many corporations do to get out of paying huge amounts? Before doing anything else, you need to look at these issues. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now hear from the next caller.
It's truth. All those fully baked comments tasted like a home run. Can you guys stop racking up so many lawsuits that you have to add an 8 a.m. meeting on top of another meeting? Chalk this one up with the other 23 lawsuits today alone. This anticipated litigation could be a lawsuit for Tara always being late or missing so many meetings that she gets paid to show up to. Or this could be a lawsuit against the county for not providing records as requested via Next Request. I have personally experienced this for the county liars, or AI, that it could not provide communication specifically by date. That is inconsistent with previous requests and is a clear lie. That's why I may eventually contact ABC 10 News and see if they can get to the bottom of the county's record withholding issues. Or perhaps this is another lawsuit regarding Brown Act violations, since the rules of the meetings keep getting changed arbitrarily and without transparency. That's what the Project for Open Government's lawsuit was about right after Tara chaired these meetings for the very first time. There was so much censorship, a lawsuit was inevitable. Since Nora is probably going to keep that pattern up, the county should expect more lawsuits until the point of class action lawsuits that will force behavior change from the corruption of certain supervisors. Backroom deals surrounding narcissist Nathan Fletcher, Cindy Chavez, Jeff Liu, Michael Vu, SEIU, the UT, Paul and Nancy Worley, KPBS, and more. It's all catching up with those involved very quickly. It's all been downhill since April, and anyone engaged in racism, extortion, blackmail, corruption, collusion, or even plotting with Nathan to install Tara as chair, going back to last year, you're going to be exposed. For an October 17th Voice of San Diego article, quote, Lawson Reamer said she hopes to become chair of the board. I think being chair will significantly help my ability to have my hands in more lanes, end quote. Called it. And every time I say tick-tock, I've hit a home run, and the evildoers fall. So tick-tock, Tara, tick-tock. Talk to you guys later. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now hear from the next caller.
Man, isn't it interesting when you begin a meeting with litigation and you end it with one? It's so telling. It's kind of funny because if you guys were more transparent, then you wouldn't have people calling in or speaking about all of the corruption that you guys are engaged in. It leaves it wide open. And it's like, what could it possibly be that you would have to have a special meeting for anticipated litigation? Right? Could be so many things. I mean, because there is so much corruption and nefarious behavior that comes from you guys, and, it's pretty much all illegal. But you are just under your guise of your corporation, and it's so good because you get paid very well to do that. So, I mean, good on you guys for just, bringing in money while destroying stuff. And, I'm just wondering, does this have anything to do with Justin, perhaps? When you guys want to silence people so you get a restraining order, like you're being threatened of some sort. Yeah, you're being threatened because of all of the truth that comes out you guys are so terrified of, which is so funny because it's like if you engaged in truth, you would love it. It's amazing, but you hate it so much that you guys will go to endless lengths to silence it, which is hilarious because it just shows who you guys are in your true colors. And you're always doing that. You should be transparent with the people when we're having litigation because we're the ones that have to pay for all your mistakes. Actually, I don't even know if they are mistakes. They're probably just intentional, willful, just negligence. Oh, but, up on that diet, like, who cares? Because it's not coming out of your pocket, right? Oh, on the day that it does, I guarantee you'll stop doing all of the nefarious things that you guys do. Oh, and then when it hits you right in your own pocket, you're just like, dang it. I really need to go get that Slurpee later. Cannot be having these people take my money. But if it's somebody else's, you're like, we love spending your money. Doesn't matter if we waste it on endless things. So, yeah, it's great when you guys can't be transparent.
Thank you. And for the record, that caller was Audra. Chairwoman Vargas, that concludes public comment in the closed session matter.
Thank you. That concludes the portion. So with that, the board will adjourn to closed session.
The board will now recess into closed session to consider the matter listed on the special meeting agenda. If there are any reportable actions, they will be reported out after the conclusion of closed session today.